It gets better.
It gets better.
It gets better.
It gets better.
So I grew up in a pretty big suburban town, pretty conservative. Um, Going through middle school, I think I knew I was gay like about 5th grade. I didn't really know what it was. So kind of grew up through, and then people would be use gay as like a derogatory term, be like, oh, you're so gay, like, and just to different people, like joking around. And I really didn't understand what that meant until I was about in 7th grade. And so then when I kind of figured out, I kind of started thinking about it, and I was like, well, maybe I am, I'm not really sure. And then I went to middle school, or high school, and I dated my first guy, I guess you can say. And I went through this whole, like, just depression stage, because I guess it was cool to be emo in junior year, so we were all really emo. It just was kind of really sad part of my life, I guess. It could have been such a happy time, and it really wasn't. And then I came off to UT, kind of kept to myself for about a semester, and then I finally came to terms with myself as just because everyone here is so progressive and so accepting of other cultures and experiences. So yes, it does get a lot better.
It gets better.
It gets better.
3.
It gets better.
It gets better. I never actually interacted with anyone from the LGBTQA community until I got to college, until I got to the University of Toledo. And as soon as I got here, there's a certain level of comfort that comes over you after, 22 years of being closeted, being, shoved under the table and not appreciated or supported at all just because you're a lesbian. It was really hard for me being young because, I've known since I was little, that my attraction was more towards women than men. But growing up in a Catholic school and growing up in a Republican family, that wasn't an option. I wasn't allowed to think that was an option, so I just pushed it aside. Because I pushed it aside, I was in the closet for 22 years. I dated men, I met great people. One of the most irritating things in the world to me is when people say, well, you just haven't met the right guy yet. And that's not true, because I met multiple right guys that had the wonderful personality, that had the great families, that had drive and motivation, but there's just something missing. And once I finally figured out what was missing, I finally started living, which was pretty exciting. So I just want to let you know that even though I've only been around for a short 24 years, that even within the past 2 years of my life, it has gotten significantly better. My family supports me now after a little bit of trial and tribulation, but my family supports me now. My profession supports me. My place of business, which is huge, because I know that there's a lot of places out there now that still don't. But just kind of opening yourself up to the world. It's going to hurt sometimes. It's not going to be fun, but it will get better. The more you accept yourself, the more the world can accept you. So that would be my piece of advice. It gets better. It really, really does. Just have a little faith.
It gets better.
It gets better.
It gets better.
1. It gets better.
My name is Amanda Rice. I'm a freshman here at the University of Toledo, and I am an out and proud and very loud lesbian. Growing up was hard for me. I was always a little dykelet, like a mini dyke. I got in trouble on the playground for chasing girls. I got kicked out of Girl Scouts for flirting with girls. My first girlfriend I had when I was 12, I didn't come out to my parents. It was just to the school, and I made every possible way that my parents would not find out. And then I got outed when I was about 16. I was in the River Center, which is just in Sylvania, for anorexia. because all of the stress from being a lesbian and not being able to like tell my parents and like just all the stress from that. And then I came from a very abusive home, and that just all got to me, and I was very, very sick. But I got caught with a girl at the River Center. Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing, but they called home and were like, I found your daughter and I won't say the other person, but I found them the two in the shower together. And so, yeah, how scandalous. But I got a home visit that weekend, and there was a huge fight, and basically my dad said, as soon as you're done with treatment, as soon as you're at an appropriate weight, you're going to be out of my house. And so I was 17. I was basically graduated from high school because I had to graduate early because I couldn't live where my girlfriend lived and go to school still because she went to the university, or Bowling Green State University. And so that relationship ended, and I came to the University of Toledo, and things were really rough my first semester. I got into a lot of trouble. I was still sick. I had relapsed. But this semester's been so much better. I found a woman that I really do want to settle down with, and basically my music career has taken off a lot, and it just gets better. Like, I'm so much happier.
It gets better.
It gets better.
It gets better.
It gets better.
Alright. Hi everyone, I just wanted to let you know that it gets better from here, okay? It gets better.